My name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 5. Better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Here's a very important verse with a fairly simple principle. There's a verse about that word we see over and over again in Proverbs, better, comparing things. One thing is better than another. And in this verse, to help us see the principle, we need to understand something very important. Obviously, rebuke is something that can help us. We've all been rebuked at some point in our lives, maybe a parent, a friend, even an enemy. And sometimes we're getting a little too big for our own britches, or think we're too important, or we're headed down a path that's not good for us. And for our own good, someone will come up and say some things that we really need to hear. Rebukes are good. No one likes them at first. They can sting, they can hurt, they can sometimes shock us, leave us in a pile of tears. We may recoil in hurt from the person and wonder what their problem is. Why would they say something like that to me? I thought you were my friend. But when the dust settles and we start to think about what they said, if we're honest with ourselves, we will say, thanks, I needed that. Yes, it hurt, but thanks for caring enough to do that hard thing and say what I needed to hear. They have brought us face to face with hard truths we may have wandered from, and that is a good thing. Rebuke is hard for the person doing it. No one enjoys confronting someone with sin. But it is helpful for the one who receives it with the right heart. And I think that is the point being made in this verse. Rebuke is usually seen as negative, but it can bring forth positive results. So it is helpful, but it is necessary. On the other hand, love is always seen as positive, and it is. But it is not positive if it is concealed, if it's hidden. In fact, it's of no value whatsoever. Hidden love, concealed love, is not love. It's nothing. James says that faith without works is dead. It's of no value. So love without works is dead and of no value as well. How can you show someone you love them without works? You can't. Concealed love is useless. It has no good characteristics. One of those characteristics is that love corrects. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, Proverbs says. If you consider yourself to be a loving person, that's great. Join the club. We all think we're loving people. The big question is, do others consider you to be a loving person? Your spouse, your children, your friends, your colleagues. It's amazing how many husbands will say they love their wives, but it is nowhere evident in how they treat them and act towards them. Open rebuke, often seen as negative, is hard, but useful and beneficial. Concealed love is easy. It may appear to the one concealing it that it is positive, but God says it is useless. It accomplishes nothing. True love is kind, long-suffering, patient, sacrificial, selfless, forgiving, and so on. All those things have corresponding behaviors. Jesus said the world will know we are Christians not if we say we love one another, but if we do love one another, if they see us loving one another. Husbands are to love their wives as Christ loved the church. Well, how do we know Christ loved the church? Because he told us? No. Because he showed us. He gave his life for us on the cross. He died for us. God demonstrated his love for us, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Biblical love is real. It's not concealed. But if it's all talk, it's useless. Love is not something we talk, it's something that we walk. Walk in love towards one another, Paul says. True biblical love is impossible living in the flesh. It's only through the power of the Spirit living in us and through us that we can live out biblical love the way God calls us to live it out, the way he loved us. So we need to be loving people, not just in word, but in deed. Better is open rebuke than concealed or hidden love. Open rebuke has helped many people. We've all been benefited by it. Concealed love has never helped anybody, and it never will. So may this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.